If your sons would have happened to come across this video on YouTube, what do you think their thoughts and their reactions are going to be?
Embarrassment, anger, resentment, because I wasn't the best mom. I had a family friend from South Florida move up with me and my husband and my children, and I went to work one day. My children, of course, had to go to daycare because he wouldn't watch them, and I came home with my children from daycare, and her clothes and his were on the floor in our room.
Is this the first black guy that you've dealt with?
No.
Okay.
Not by far.
Not by far.
The youngest, yes, but not the first.
Okay. And
I've never been homeless until my mother died.
This is your first time being homeless? Okay.
I've always lived middle class, been very comfortable.
How'd y'all meet?
I seen him in people you may know on Facebook, and I friended him. I was like, he's never going to answer me, young ass guy like that, but he did within 12 hours.
What's up, YouTube? Make sure you tap into my Instagram at Marcus the Interviewer. I'm going to be posting some exclusive content like this stuff right here that you didn't get to see on YouTube. So tap in with me on Instagram. Now back to the content. What's up, YouTube? Atlanta Street Interviews out here with another one. So we got a young lady with us today. How you doing today, miss?
Pretty good.
All right. So are you homeless?
Yes.
Okay, and so how old are you?
I'm 40.
40? Oh, we're the same age. And so how long have you been homeless?
I have been homeless since July of last year.
July of last year? So what was it that happened in July of last year that caused you to become homeless?
We were living with my sister in her government apartment, me and my fiance, and she got evicted, so we all had to go. And
wow, okay.
She ended up homeless in one place, and we went back to his hometown, which was the next town over, and that was in North Florida, and now here we are.
Okay, so that's our guy down there, right?
Yes.
He's keeping an eye on my car. Appreciate that, man. All right. And so how old is he?
He's 25.
25? You're a cougar.
Yes.
Okay, and so how long have y'all been together?
We have been together since April of last year.
Okay, so y'all got together in April, and I guess then by July, so why was he already homeless when you guys met?
Yes.
Okay.
There's our bus.
That's the bus?
We'll catch the next one. We'll catch the next one.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate that. Okay, so, all right, so, were you already living with your sister at that point?
Yes. Our mother died January 1st of last year. I went from Greensboro, Georgia up here. She got diagnosed with dementia, and she only had it for less than 3 years, but she was getting to be a real big handful, and I went down to North Florida. We lived with her, and she died at home January 1st of last year, and then I met him, and he gave me a reason to smile again. And
how'd y'all meet?
I seen him in people you may know on Facebook, and I friended him. I was like, he's never going to answer me, young ass guy like that, but he did within 12 hours. And it was all over. 2 days later, we got together, we spent time together, and we've been together ever since.
Okay, and so he was already, I guess, homeless, like you say?
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. And so,
I've never been homeless until my mother died.
This is your first time being homeless? Okay.
I've always lived middle class, been very comfortable. I had 2 children, me and my mother raised.
Yeah, I was just about to ask, do you have any kids? Do you have 2 kids?
I have a 19-year-old and a 20-year-old. They live with their father on the other side of Madison, Georgia, in Greshambille. They're both college students. They have jobs. They're very good.
How long have they been living with their dad?
They're teen years, because I raised them when they were younger, and he's a good man. He was just not a good husband, and I knew that the men that I had around them after him were not what I wanted my children to grow up to be like. So I let them live with him. I kept custody, and I let them live with him so that he could teach them how to be self-sufficient men that were independent.
So they're both boys?
Yes.
Okay. Are they biracial or are they white?
Yes.
They're
they
biracial?
Are Mexican and American.
Mexican. Okay. I get it. Is this the first black guy that you've dealt with?
No.
Okay.
Not by far.
Not by far.
The youngest, yes, but not the first.
Okay. So you were married at one point?
I've been married 3 times.
How many times?
3.
You've been married 3 times? I know some women that can't get married once.
It's the fourth time's the charm. I'm engaged.
Okay. So you've been married 3 times.
Yeah.
So okay, the first marriage, was that to
Their father.
Their father, and he was Mexican.
Yes.
Okay.
From
How long?
Mexico. He's illegal still, but he has his own landscaping business. He owns a house. He owns vehicles. He takes care of them. He bought 4 years of braces for them. He helps them with their tuitions.
Right. So he's doing his thing or whatnot. Why did that marriage dissolve?
He's very abusive, very controlling, and I thought if I was smaller, I thought if I was prettier, I thought if I kept the kids better, I thought if I did his clothes better, made his food better, that I could be the person he wanted me to be. But in his eyes, all I see was hate, and like I kind of trapped him, and I was willing to stick it out forever so that my children didn't have to be from a broken home. But he kicked us out when my children were 2 and 3.
Wow, he kicked you guys out?
Yeah.
Why would, if I asked him why he kicked you out, what would he tell me?
I had a family friend from South Florida move up with me and my husband and my children. And I went to work one day. My children, of course, had to go to daycare because he wouldn't watch them. And I came home with my children from daycare, and her clothes and his were on the floor in our room. I called my mother.
So wait, you invited your friend, a female, to come live with you guys?
Not just a friend. She's my
Your
older
best friend?
sister's ages. Like I babysat for her when I was a little girl.
Oh, so she was like wow. So she was a younger, was she, so let me ask.
She's older than me, like by 10 years. She's dead now, but.
Oh, wow. Okay. So okay, let me ask. So when you guys were married, because you said maybe if you were smaller, were you this size when you guys were married?
Yes.
Okay.
But I was a lot smaller before I got pregnant with my first son.
I get it. And so as far as it goes, was she smaller than you?
Yes.
Okay. And so you say that you came home one day and basically they were smashing?
Well, they were done because they were on the porch playing cards and she was bringing him beers. And I went in my room and I seen what I seen and I was like, you've got to be kidding me.
How did that make you feel in that moment?
I felt like I was going to be a failure to my kids because I knew they were going to be from a broken home then. And I called my mom. I said, Mom, come and get me and the boys. She asked what happened. And she finally got it out of me. She said, I'm on my way. She came. She beat that girl over the head with my portable phone. My husband screaming, you can't do this. This is my house. She said, I ain't got to you yet. She went up on the porch. She beat the crap out of him. She said, get yours and the boys' shit and come on. And I did what my mom said. And it was all over from there. He kicked us out. And now he lives in Georgia because after that, he went buck wild back down to South Florida, started trafficking cocaine. He got a sentence from the judge of 5 years in prison, and the judge gave an illegal Mexican a month to get his affairs in order. So he hauled ass back to Georgia, and he's never went back.
Wow.
My second marriage was a marriage of convenience because he was a good guy. He didn't have any habits, but he was a brittle diabetic. He couldn't have children, and he adored my sons. But it was just too much. I had to take care of him more than my kids. I was always in the hospital with him. He had toes amputated. I did that for 5 years.
Wow. So did you file for divorce from that marriage?
I got the divorce from that marriage when I got approved for my Social Security in 2012. And I paid for my first divorce, my second divorce, and I will be paying for my third divorce.
So what happened with the third marriage?
I'm an addict. And
so we talking about crack?
No, meth.
Meth, okay.
And I like the needle, but I can't shoot myself. So I met him and he knew how to do it, and I just stayed with him, and then we kind of got married. And
okay.
He ended up very, very abusive. He's held me hostage in motel rooms. He's hit me in my broken ankle with a broomstick. He's threatened to burn me alive in rooms. He throws temper tantrums. He's schizophrenic with auditory and visual delusions.
So I mean, so let me ask, why do you think you continuously choose guys that are abusive?
I'm a fixer.
So let me ask you this way, right? What part in the dissolving of these relationships did you play?
When I finally have enough, I have enough. I try to hold on, and I try to make things work. I try to take alternate routes to things that I've seen didn't work. And just one day, each of them is like, I just get that brainstorm hit me, and I say I'm done, and I'm done.
Okay. Well, okay. So if I ask any of them, hey, you know, what was her ish that she didn't tell us?
I'm a mental case.
Okay. So that's what. Okay.
But I don't physically put my hands on people.
Right.
If that could go away, then I'd probably be with any of them.
Okay. I get it. And so, how long have we been here in Atlanta?
Well, I moved back to Georgia in the end of June, in middle Georgia, and then my fiance came up, and we didn't stay there but for about a week, and we went to Stone Mountain where his cousin lives, and we're only in Atlanta.
Shout out to the east side, man. Shout out to that Stone Mountain.
We came to Atlanta today to get our IDs and birth certificates so we could get jobs.
This is like your first day in Atlanta.
No, we've been here a couple times now, but second time in Atlanta.
Okay, all right. And so, you know, you guys are engaged, right? You got my guy down here, and so, what is you guys' plans on getting off the streets and getting out of homelessness?
We need someone to give us a chance. We both have been addicts for a long time, and we're not asking for sympathy. We're not asking for pity. We're asking for a second chance. We're asking.
Well, I mean, are you still in the middle of your addiction?
We're at the end of it. It's done.
Well, right, but here's the thing, right? So, what is the difference between maybe the times before where you said that, where you felt that way before, and you know you kind of fell back into it? What's the difference this time?
All the other times that I've stopped was because I had to, whether it was for my mother, for my children, for probation, for whatever reason, it was because I had to. This time, I wanted to hear.
It was coming from the inside this time. Okay, I get it.
And they're right. When you hit rock bottom, you know it.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, I mean, on that note, if anybody out there wanted to reach out, help, or donate, do you have a way that they could do that? Do you have social media, Cash App, anything like that? What do you have?
I have Cash App.
What's your Cash App?
Joel's Boo 83. JOELSBOO 83.
Okay. Shout out to 1983, the best year there ever was, all day long. All right, well, listen, we really appreciate you. We're going to talk to him next, all right?
Okay.
And we definitely wish y'all nothing but the best, okay?
Thank you. Please, everybody, even if you can't help us with cash donations, just keep us in your thoughts, prayers, and pray for us. Pray for us hard. If you don't do anything else, just pray for us. And please keep your family close, because you never know whenever this could happen to anybody, just like me. Like I said,
real quick, what do you think, because you mentioned family, you know, if your sons would have happened to come across this video on YouTube, what do you think their thoughts and their reactions are going to be?
Embarrassment, anger, resentment, because I wasn't the best mom. I know they love me. They're never going to leave me alone. They're never going to cut all ties with me, but I try to deal with them as little as possible, being in the situation I am in, because I know that they feel this is all my doing, and honestly, it is. But I'm real and I'm honest about it. And my mother died January 1st of last year, and I shamed God. I basically spit in his face He took my mother. He didn't need her, I did. And I've come to grips with that, and I've made amends, and I feel that he is, with me now, and he took me back in with open arms. And even though I'm in this situation, I have that to be thankful for. My relationship is mended with the Lord. So like I said, stay prayed up, everybody, and keep your family close. Don't ever go to bed mad, because you don't know when the next day if it's going to happen or not.
All right, miss. Like I say, we really appreciate you, all right?
Thank you.
Make sure you have a good one, sweetie.
You too.
Right.